What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am reporting to you from my vehicle, my Corolla. I'm currently on my way to see my friend Nina at Finesse Plastic Surgery. She is the one that did my, do not get the plastic surgery twisted. I feel like whenever people see the name, they're like, what did she get done? I've got nothing done. I would tell you guys if I did, aside from a little Botox on my forehead and IPL. So I'm taking my friend to get IPL. She's really excited. She's gonna meet me. We're meeting halfway between LA and Newport so that we can drive together. If I get anything done, I will record it for you guys as well. But a lot of you have been asking for an update on my IPL treatment. So I've gone through 2 rounds of IPL now. My skin is clearer than ever. I have a few post acne marks, like I popped a couple pimples on my face. I did recently go to the Ulla the Ulla Henriksen spa in West Hollywood and got the most amazing facial. It's called the red carpet facial. So I feel like my skin is looking better than ever, minus those few little post acne marks. So I am going to be filming another video showing you guys how I got a really clear, even skin tone post that epilator fail. So stay tuned for that video. And yeah, as soon as my friend Caitlin gets here, I will, is that Caitlin? All right, guys, we have arrived at Finesse Plastic Surgery, 1441 Avocado. We're gonna go see our friend Nina. Look at Caitlin all excited. Your hair is just, it's popping in the sun.
Alright guys, come on back. So we're going to take you back to the treatment room back here. So this is the procedure room and pretty much where all the fun happens.
As seen in true life, I want to look like my Snapchat filter.
This was the room that it was filmed in.
She was the star of it.
I got my 2 seconds of fame.
Honestly though, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What was the most gnarly request you got from the I want to look like my Snapchat filter episode of True Life?
Ooh, with all of the people that were DMing me about different things.
Like who got the craziest thing? Or what filter was the most requested? Is it that blue one on Snapchat that
you know
slims
what
you out?
Everybody loves is the heart one, because that one kind of makes you look more like doll eyes, big eyes, little slimmer, cheekbones, and then that one is the go-to because it kind of makes you look a little puckered as well. So
I mentioned it in a past Q&A video. Someone asked what the best anti-aging serum was or best product for wrinkles, and I replied Botox. So I have gotten Botox on my forehead in the past. It's completely gone now. You guys can see I have a very wrinkly forehead at the moment. And the reason I'm showing it, I debated showing it for the longest time because I feel like the topic or talking about Botox is something that's very shh, don't talk about it, get it done, don't mention it, because it still has a negative connotation to it. And I just want you guys to be informed. So whether you're looking into getting Botox, you're against it, you're all for it, hopefully this just gives you a little insight into the treatment. And maybe it is for you, maybe it isn't, but hopefully by sharing the experience, it'll have you guys feeling a little more informed and not feel so terrified about Botox. So yeah, I'm gonna go first. I'll have Caitlin record for me. She is currently removing her makeup for her IPL treatment, and Nina is here to explain the Botox.
I've got the goods.
She's got it. She's got the goods. All right, let's see what she's got.
Draw that up right now. So for Melissa, I am going to do 3 different areas for the Botox. So go ahead and frown. Angry face, yeah, that's one area called the glabella. Go ahead, relax, raise your brows up. Good. So all of this is a frontalis, which we're going to go ahead and treat. Relax. And then, of course, a smile. Crow's feet here. All right, go ahead, angry face. Good. Go ahead and relax. So I just like to do that tapping method because it kind of helps distract a smidge. And these little bumps, they will go down. So Botox is a solution, so it's going to kind of look a little funny for maybe 15 minutes, but...
You look like Frankenstein. Are you enjoying being the videographer?
Yeah, your camera's heavier than it looks. I'm not gonna lie.
That's a good workout.
Oh, what our workout over here.
Raise your brows up for me. Good. Relax.
And she told me not to put my hat on afterwards because I was wearing a hat.
Yes. we definitely want the Botox to sit where you place it.
Can you imagine if I ended up with like frozen hat mark?
Yeah. Like,
Herma hat mark.
So
Like, it's already working. I can't tell if I'm smiling or not. I'm just kidding.
Do I look happy?
So I always tell every patient you don't want to lay down for the next 4 hours. It's all theoretical, but it's very important to just sit upright. If you do your animations like your angry face, raising the brows up, things like that, it can kick your Botox in a little bit sooner. And no exercise until tomorrow.
What about, like, I've heard drinking beforehand because it's also a blood thinner, so you shouldn't drink, right? No
totally.
drinking?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, no alcohol for 3 days, no ibuprofen.
Close up of like how gone these bumps are now. Like your face is like.
I feel like the lens is so close. I'm like,
It is.
What other don'ts? Are there any other don'ts that I missed?
Those
No
are the
working
main
out,
ones.
no laying down, no alcohol, nothing that will thin your blood,
Yeah, yes.
no hat.
Yeah, those are when you
Don't try and do like facial expressions just to see if it's kicked in. Just like let it be. Let it live.
Yeah, and then just wait about, I tell patients, everyone's different with Botox. It can kick in about, on average, about like a week. Some patients are fast responders, so like after 4 or 5 days, they're already like starting to see an improvement. And the other patients are slow responders. It takes them like a full 2 weeks.
All right, we're gonna let Caitlin get in the chair now.
So with the redness, I think maybe after the first session, you'll see a little bit of improvement, but the way that the kind of how lasers, the IPL works with like different colors is I target first like the browns, like the dark browns and the medium browns and the light browns and then the reds. And so the reds, I have to go on a lot higher settings in order to really make it improved. So the first time I do your IPL, I can't go super aggressive because I need to make sure that we're not gonna have any complications. Right. So first time we'll do is I think we'll target like a little bit of the reds as much as I can safely, and it's mostly gonna be the browns this time. Okay, and then I want you to come back again, and then we can see how everything looks, and I can kind of really turn up your second time.
Totally.
Okay.
No, that makes complete sense.
Okay.
So Caitlin said her main concern is that she has a little bit of rosacea. I wouldn't say that you're like...
It's more like right in here, and my skin just inflames really easily. Like if it's hot or I'm stressed or I'm drinking red wine or eating something spicy, my skin just like gets inflamed and irritated really fast.
Got it.
So, and I guess that's a side effect of rosacea. There are apparently like 4 different kinds of rosacea, ranging from like just a little bit of redness to like almost like acne bumps.
Wow.
And like a you can see it in like the texture of your skin. Luckily mine's not that bad yet. But I hope that it doesn't get there.
I wouldn't say that your skin is like really, really red. I would say like maybe like a little
it's definitely
flush.
splotchy.
Got it.
Redness.
I didn't even
you
know that the
can see
IPL
it,
could target the redness. I thought it was just gonna be like the like
I
sun
didn't
damage,
either.
dark spots.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, me too. This is all new information to me too. So.
And I'm just gonna bounce back and forth between you guys. Very, very MTV True Life. I want to look like my Snapchat filter. I won't let that go, just in case you're wondering.
I love it. So IPL stands for Intense Pulse Light Therapy. So what it's using is light to pick up pigmentation on the skin. So if they have sunspots, superficial freckles, and it overall helps with like texture and tone. It does use some heat. So anytime you're using heat, it does stimulate collagen. So helping with fine lines, improving the pores, and just overall like the skin quality. So the procedure consists of me placing on an applicator to the face. It's like a rectangle size, and so some patients kind of say it feels like quick rubber band snaps throughout the whole face, each pulse I do. So it's a really quick, kind of pulse and quick snap, goes through the entire face, and I'd say it's fairly comfortable, 1 through 10. Most of my patients say it's about like a 3 in discomfort. So immediately after the procedure, patients are typically a little bit red. You might have a tiny bit of swelling for the next day or so, but all of the brown spots, if patients have any sunspots, will kind of come up to the surface of the skin, and it looks kind of like a coffee ground appearance the next day. And you can really wear makeup after 24 hours, so you can cover it up pretty easily. And over the next week or 10 days, depending on how fast your cell turnover is, it will just naturally flake off on its own. You don't have to exfoliate or do anything special. You're gonna wake up one day and it's gonna be like, oh, boom, it's all gone. And as far as how many treatments I recommend, it depends on every patient. I usually say about 2 to 3 sessions is normal, and you want to repeat it every year. So usually after like the summertime, patients are out in the sun enjoying the weather, and then fall winter is like the best time to do IPL. So that's my recommendation. Here, this is for you. So this is a fan just to kind of keep the face cool. I will do like a a couple of test spots first before I actually do like the full face. So obviously you're gonna feel a little bit of heat. It should kind of even feel like maybe a little bit tingling. That's okay. It just should not feel like your face is on fire and like you hit yourself with curling iron. Okay? Okay. So a little bit of warmth, a little bit of tingliness, all of that is normal.
Okay.
You definitely want me to not hit and make sure you still keep.
No.
Okay.
Nothing. I mean, I have this like beauty mark, obviously,
Yeah.
but that's not a freckle, so
Yes.
I'm not really worried about
Not
that
concerned?
one.
Okay. Feel a quick snap, and you're going to see a little bit of a flashing light, okay? 1, 2, and 3. Wait about 30 seconds just to see how your skin feels.
Not even, I feel like, as intense as like a rubber band would be.
Okay, I'm going to do a little bit higher of a setting. I'm going to go with just one on this side over here. This is usually our driver's side, so we typically have a little bit more. So, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah?
Yeah, kind of feels the same. It's like you can feel, it almost feels like a little bit of like heat, but it's not like pain necessarily.
Okay, good.
It just feels like hot.
Okay. I'm gonna wait maybe a few more seconds because I ideally want to go a little higher on you because you can handle it with your skin tone, and I'm trying to target the reds. So the higher I go, like safely, the more I can kind of target those areas. So if you can tolerate this, then we'll start there.
Is there a skin tone that you're a little more, that you can't go like as high of an intensity with?
Definitely. So my most ideal patients is someone pretty much like Caitlin, like light skin, probably skin type anywhere from 1, 2, or even 3. That's kind of the Fitzpatrick scale. Sorry. So that's like the most ideal candidates because I can go a lot more aggressive and they're not going to feel as much discomfort, and it's going to be a lot safer for them because of the way that their melanin in the skin is. For patients like myself and like darker skin, we have to be a lot more sensitive because I cannot go as high because it would actually cause burns and like complications. So it's very, very different with everybody.
So this one, scale to 1 to 10, how painful?
Like a 5.
Yeah, I would say
even,
it's more of like a
4.
shock because you're just kind of like,
you also have goggles on, so you don't know what's happening, so it's like, it's more of a shock. Yeah, it's like a surprise, but it's not painful.
it's a thriller.
Yeah.
Zoom in here, so I'll show. Yeah, so this is kind of what we like to see for sunspots. It's like kind of like that really darkened, and you can kind of see it come up to the surface, changing colors a little bit. That's
cool.
kind of like ideal. I mean, you don't have very many sunspots. That's the only one literally fine in your face.
The fan does feel great after.
Awesome. Yeah, just keep fanning it. You're gonna be a little sensy. Definitely blast the AC on your way home.
So on our way down here, I asked you guys to submit some questions on Instagram stories to ask Nina. So we're gonna answer a couple of these. Are you ready, Nina?
I am ready.
This is like straight up Vogue style, 72 questions.
I love it.
Oh, is it 72 questions? Yeah?
73.
73. Whatever.
Correction.
All right, let's see what we have here.
Okay.
Let's get some juicy ones.
Okay. So I tell my patients it's really a personal choice. So I have patients as young as 20 years old getting Botox, and I had patients as, old as like 60, 70 years old and getting it for the first time. It's really just when a patient feels like they are ready to try something new. Personally, I've been doing Botox since I was 25, and I absolutely love it. I really do believe it helps prevent wrinkles from getting worse, and if you're not having that motion being active constantly, you're not going to get those like really, really deep lines that you may see like your grandparents or your parents have, especially like the 11s, like the forehead lines. So the best advice I give is prevention is key. It's way easier to prevent than it is to correct and reverse.
I agree.
Like
yes.
anything, right?
Yes.
Volume loss. So after the age of 25, we really start to lose a lot of like collagen and a lot of fat as we get towards that landmark. So if patients have like hollowing of this area here, it can actually bring out kind of like dark circles, like the shadows, even like a little bit of like the bags. So what you can do is actually put filler in those areas to kind of help volumize and restore that loss of volume. And what that does is bring up projection so that you're really playing with the shadows and the different lighting. So that way you don't see kind of like the hills and valleys when you turn at different corners, and you know, looking face on, the light hits it and it's all kind of more uniform. Okay, so Botox is a very quick procedure. It feels like little pinches. Most of my patients say, you know, 1 through 10, it's probably like a 4 overall. It's very, very quick. So if you are very nervous, I can do like topical anesthesia with like topical numbing cream. I also can use ice. It just helps to kind of, you know, get rid of a little bit of anxiety, and that initial poke will be a little bit less heightened. As far as the cost of Botox, it just depends on how strong a patient's muscle is and how many areas we're doing. So if a patient comes in and they just want to get, let's say, a little bit of their crow's feet corrected, I would do anywhere from like 5 to 10 units per side, and it's $12 per unit. So
$12?
Mm-hmm. So
Okay.
you think if you're doing 5 to 10 units per side, that's about 20 units, like $240. If you're adding multiple areas like your glabella, forehead, masseter's chin, I mean, it could really go up to like 100. So it just depends on how many areas, how strong your muscle is, you know, your anatomy basically.
Can the effects of Botox be aging in the long run? I'm thinking about the muscles. So I also asked Nina, I said, will
Yeah.
the muscles eventually sag because they have been paralyzed for so long?
You know,
And should you take breaks in between Botox injections?
I mean, I personally don't think you need to take breaks. There have been some people that think like if you do Botox so much over time, your muscles will, you know, kind of atrophy and kind of shrink. So really to me, I think that's actually a benefit, because then you might be using a little bit less units in the future because your muscles aren't as strong. But most of my patients, once they start it, they love the results and they just want to keep on going with it.
I agree.
So again, it's all a personal choice. I do have some patients, if they can only afford it twice a year, then just do it twice a year, whatever will help. So it's a personal decision.
Best thing for very deep lines that won't go away with Botox?
So it depends on the area of where the lines are. So let's say, for instance, you know, if you have like really, really like deep lines like on the crow's feet or in the glabella or the, you know, forehead lines, sometimes you can put a little bit of filler in those areas, only if it is safe. So areas that are high risk would be this area and the forehead. So I never really do any filler there, because there is an artery that connects to the back of your eye, and if filler gets in there and stops blood vessel, you can literally go blind. So be very, 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 very careful with who you go to, make sure they know their anatomy. So there's certain lines I can chase, and there's certain lines that I can't. So that would be discussed when we, you know, do our consultation.
And that kind of goes back to the whole idea of being preventative.
Yes, exactly.
Which
But there
Botox
are
is
things,
preventative.
It is, 100%. But there are things you can do to kind of help improve like the texture, and if you want to kind of help fill in those fine lines or the deeper lines you can't get with Botox, like microneedling, resurfacing lasers, other things like that.
Why do you think Botox is such a taboo topic to discuss? Because I'm sure you have patients come in here that are very like secretive, nervous, they don't want their husband or their boyfriend to know that they got it done. So why do you think, like, what do you think that is, and what do you have to tell people out there who maybe are like, Botox is bad, you shouldn't do Botox? Like, what do you...
So I really think it's because, you know, we see a lot of people in the media, you know, with really bad jobs of injectables and facelifts, and so people get this like idea in their mind that, oh my gosh, if you do injections, you're going to look absolutely crazy, you're not going to look like yourself. And
Frozen face.
Exactly, like can't move. So what I tell patients is, you know, you really want to strive to look like the better version of yourself. So you should really look at somebody and you can't tell that they have a ton of crap on their face, right? And it's not overdone. So those are like the goals that I always try to tell every patient is, you're not going to look like a different person, just like a better, refreshed version of yourself.
Oh,
so,
I love that. Nailed it.
You know, and especially now, pound it. And especially now, I really feel like the culture is changing and people are being a little bit more open-minded, because people are talking about it a lot more. And now they're seeing like, oh my gosh, you can actually get results that look good and look natural, and you're not going to look like a crazy person. So
I agree.
I think society and social media and all of the education we're getting these days are just like so helpful in patients being more open and wanting to come in and just at least get information, even if you don't have treatment. So,
which is the purpose of this vlog.
Yes.
And that is gonna wrap up this vlog. I wanted to pop in here and show you my results after having let the Botox settle in for a few days. So I'm gonna do a couple of facial expressions to show you guys. First of all, I'm just smiling. I'll get closer so you guys can see. As you can see, it looks really smooth in comparison to when I was at the med spa. Hey. And then if I act angry or frown. So I really love Nina's approach to everything that she does. I feel like she said, she's not trying to change her face, she's just trying to bring out the better version of you. I do feel a little more refreshed looking and awake, especially for someone whose job relies on them being on camera and applying makeup to themselves. It just makes me feel a little more confident versus when I don't have Botox. I feel like when I don't have Botox or it's worn off, I just look a little fatigued and tired for some reason. And you can kind of see it in the beginning of the vlog when I'm going in and I take my hat off. I just looking at myself then versus now, I just look a little tired. I don't know what it is about it, but getting a little bit of Botox on my forehead, this area between the brows and on the crow's feet just makes me look a little more refreshed. And I just really want to reiterate that the entire purpose of this video is not to advocate or promote Botox or any sort of treatment in any way. I simply wanted it to be educational and provide an insight as to what it's like to visit a med spa, what Nina does exactly, and show you that the more you talk about something or educate yourself on a topic that might seem a little taboo, the better you're able to understand why others do it. So I have never judged anyone for anything that they choose to do to their face or their bodies. I mean, I am in the beauty industry and I see it a lot. Fillers, lip fillers, Botox, even like contouring of the body and stuff like that. And for me, it is that person's choice. And what I like to do is just kind of hear them out, listen to them. Why is it that they wanted to do it? And it allows me to sort of just get a better understanding as to why they did it versus pointing a finger and saying like, you shouldn't do that, or I cannot believe you did that. Like, why would you do that to yourself? And I just think that we're starting to talk about it a little more, and I just want to always have an open conversation. And I wanted to share this part of me with you because like I said, I debated showing it for the longest time because I didn't want to get judged for it. I didn't want to feel like I was promoting it. I didn't want people to point the finger at me and say like, oh, you're unnatural, or like, I can't believe you did that. Why would you do that to your face? Like, I can also imagine my mom watching this and being like, oh my God, MEEKA, I can't believe you did that. But through education and knowledge, you're able to sort of understand and not judge others. I don't know. I think that we're so quick to judge people when we don't really actually know the reason behind why they're doing what they're doing. So that really is the purpose of today's video, and I always want to be 100% honest with you guys. I don't want you thinking that I am wrinkle-free and have smooth skin because I use all these skincare products. I do get Botox every once in a while for maintenance because my job requires me to it requires me to put my best face forward at all times, and getting a little bit of Botox helps. And yeah, that is a wrap on today's video. I'm gonna link all of Nina's information and Finesse Plastic Surgery down below. Again, she runs the whole med spa division at Finesse, so don't let the words plastic surgery intimidate you or scare you. If you have any other additional questions, leave them down below for me and I will answer them as best as I can. And yeah, let me know if you guys want more of these types of vlogs. I really enjoyed shooting this one. And as always, if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, share it, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.